Okay, we're on. You see, listen, it's hot in New York right now. You're gonna have to deal with no t-shirt, Josh. It's fuming, bro. Alright, so today what we're gonna do is that we're gonna rate the individual player seasons. I'm sorry that I've been out for a while. Um, this Streamlabs hasn't really been working. I'm trying to find an alternative so I can make more videos and post more content, especially since the Euros is coming. Speaking of the Euros, I'm gonna have like I'm probably gonna stream the Italy games and some other games like the England, the big teams. I'm not gonna stream like Turkey and Wales and stuff like that. I'm probably might watch it on my own since it's summertime and I have all this free space allotted to me. But besides that, I'm not gonna really like do anything. I'm not gonna do anything special with that. So like Wales and Turkey and stuff like that. So the categories are GOAT, top player, just there in it, frustrating, and shouldn't come back. And we got the players over here. So first player up is Ismail Benacer. Benacer was injured for a lot portion of the season. I don't feel like his impact was as big as it was in the previous season when we started winning games in the second half of the year. But that's not a reason to sell him. I feel like next season when he's more like stable and more like less injury prone, he'll be a vital piece. But for this season, I have to put in just there in it. Next is Calabria. Going into this season, Calabria has been a player that we thought we should like not transfer out, but we should have more depth at, especially at the right back position. We didn't know that Calabria was going to be such a good player. So coming into the season with his attacking prowess and his defending prowess, he was really good this season for Milan. And it's now right back is our strength of ours. Well, not a strength. We need more depth because the Lord's not coming back, but it's a pretty good position for us now compared to like it was at the beginning of the season. So I'm not sure where I should actually put him. Should I put it just in there in it, or top player? I'm gonna put him. This is just a one season. I gotta see how he is consistently. He's been good. Don't get twisted. But I'm gonna put it still in just there in it. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. Okay, that's good. Hakan is next up. Um, Hakan's been good. I think he has like something like 9 goals and 12 assists, something like that. But the thing with Hakan is that he comes low in pivotal games. Like against the top six, Jesus, thunderstorming outside. How is it still hot? That's the thing. It's still hot and thunderstorming outside. He comes good, but I don't know. Apparently, he's still coming back. The time I'm recording this video, he's gonna come back because no one wants to pay him the amount of money that he's asking for. But he's been pretty good as a. He's been okay. I'm gonna put him in just there in it. Samu. Uh, Samu. I think we gotta move on from Samu. Samu doesn't seem like the type of player that Milan is trying to look for, especially at the right wing position. I feel like we need a player that's more like attacking, like more direct as a player. He gives up the ball too much. His passes aren't accurate. He just seems lost in the field compared to everyone else. So I feel like with Samu, we have to put him in. Shouldn't come back. Dalot, well, he isn't gonna come back. But if he was gonna come back, Dalot is an interesting one. It's probably somewhere between just in there or frustrating because Dalot did offer some minutes early on in Europe. Early on, if you didn't notice, I'm not sure if I was the only one that noticed. If you guys thought different, say it in the comments. That'll be very appreciated. But Dalot was very inconsistent, but he does provide depth. So I'm kind of confused where I should put him. Just there in it or frustrating? I'm gonna put him. I'm putting it because he's not the same tier as Hakan, Calabria, and I'm gonna put him in frustrating. Brahim Diaz. Um, Brahim. Brahim has showed his abilities, his capabilities on the ball while he's been at Milan. A great game to watch. If you haven't watched it, of course, was the Juventus game. He's been very pivotal throughout the season. He's still young. I think we should have another loan for him, but he is also just there in it. Gigi. Gigi, despite what's going on right now, you guys got to be objective. Gigi has been a really top tier goal. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in Serie A. He's definitely the best goalkeeper in Serie A. Well, was the best because he's not going to come back for next season. But he was definitely the best. Like, some of the games, I feel like he really showed us, like, he's not that good on the ball, but he really showed us what a good goalkeeper, a foundational goalkeeper looking like, should look like. So I gotta put him in the GOAT tier. Hog. Um, we didn't get enough minutes out of Hog. We were kind of inconsistent. I don't know what it was, if Pioli saw something in training that he didn't like with Hog. So for Hog, despite, I can't put him frustrated. I gotta put him just there in it too. Zlatan. First half of the season, Zlatan was so great, providing pivotal goals. He was one of the main reasons why we were first for a long time, because he was one of the main contributors on the team. But second half has been like kind of like injury riddled. You know what I'm saying? I want to put him into GOAT. I should put him into GOAT. But top tier, you know what? Just so you guys don't overreact, because I understand this is a Milan fan channel. Next player is Kessie. Kessie, yeah, he was. I think he was the MVP of the team this whole year. I think that was especially exemplified at the last game against Atlanta when he was holding the ball at the end lines and trying to keep them. He should keep them from kicking it, from getting the ball or retrieving possession. He showed how much he deserves since Gigi is leaving. He deserves that captain armband. Like, he's really like stepped it up compared to like 2 seasons ago. I remember I was reacting to there was a game against Sassuolo where he missed a wide open net for no reason, and I was like frustrated at this time, bro. It was in school. I slammed my computer. I couldn't take it. But he's really changed from that. So for that, we got to keep him in the GOAT tier. Okay, Kayer. Kayer has been a really good fill-in at the center backing position. He's been complimented some more. He's been really strong defensively this season, and I think he's an underrated passer at the center back position. I don't think a lot of people know he's very underrated. Even though his passes don't always get to the receivers, he's very underrated when it comes to that term of passing. But I don't feel like he's as pivotal as the previous three. So I'm gonna have to put him top player. Krunic. Besides the Verona game, hasn't really been like a Krunic coming out party game. And maybe the Torino. Did he come on during the Torino? Because everyone played good during the Torino. Maybe those 2 games was probably the 2 games I would say he's really showing how well he could be. I think I'm gonna have to put him to frustrating. He doesn't really provide a spark, when coming off the bench and stuff like that. Rafael Leao. Leao in the first half of the season was actually pretty good. I actually like Leao in the first half, but then Ibra got hurt, and then he had to play up top, and he's not really the best up top. So yeah, second half was not really that great. But as a player, they're trying to say that they're gonna like transfer him and stuff. I think we should keep Leao. It's good to keep a young unit. Like, that's the thing about Milan that keeps me so optimistic, that we have one of the youngest teams in the league right now. I don't think we should like sell him or do anything. We should just keep him for now for reinforcements, especially when in Champions League. But because of the second part of the season, I think I'm gonna have to keep him frustrating. Mario Mandzukic. Um, Mandzukic. He didn't when he came on. First of all, he didn't have a lot of time when he came on, and when he came on, he didn't really do much. He was supposed to be Eva's like backup deputy. Mandzukic, he's known for scoring that goal in the UCL final. He's known for being in the Croatian team. He's known for doing so many things before, but he's kind of getting there up in age. So, he shouldn't really come back. Mete. Um, Mete was supposed to be a center defensive mid reinforcement for Benacer. This is Benacer was injured. Season was so injury riddled. Um, he wasn't that good at the center defensive mid position, and I heard from news that Milan has no intention of bringing him back. So obviously, gonna be in the shouldn't come back tier. But he's still a young player, and I hope for the best. You know, Ante Rebic. Rebic in the first half of the year wasn't really banging in the goals and stuff that he was in the second half. He did this last season too, where in the second half he always goes off in the second half when most of you don't notice. I mean, I really appreciate that, but to be a crucial, to be a top team throughout the season, we need him throughout the whole year, especially since Ibra's getting older and we don't have that much offensive threats yet. I hope we get some this transfer window, but yeah, where would I have to put him? I probably have to put him just in there in it because of the second half of the year. Romagnoli. Romagnoli been displaced by Tomori. He hasn't really had that great of a season. From the reports I've heard of it, he wants to still stay in Milan. So that's good for having a deputy behind a young Tomori. This is based Tomori. I'm not saying that Tomori is like a one season wonder, but or one half season wonder since he came in on loan during the transfer window. But just in case you have that consistent former captain that used to be there and I just scratched off a mosquito. You have that consistent captain that used to be there, and it could prove pivotal in games where Tomori or Kaye needs rest. So I think for this season, particularly, I'm gonna have to put him in the frustrating tier. Salamakers. You know how I feel about Salamakers if you watch the stream. I feel like Salamakers is really underrated, but for now Champions League squad, like a really really good Champions League squad, he should be a guy coming off the bench. He shouldn't really be a guy that starts. But I see the potential in Salamakers. He offers you great passing. He needs to be more decisive. That's probably like the only problem. But along with passing, he also offers you great dribbling too. So I think I'm gonna put him just there in it. Tatu Sant. There were some games that Gigi was out that I remember, like the Coppa Italia against Inter and the Roma game. He made some mistakes, but that's what you expect from a backup goalkeeper, not a goalkeeper really expected to start. I'm not gonna put him in the frustrating tier because he met expectations for a backup goalkeeper. Um, I might have to change it just there in it tier. No, I'm thinking about it. Theo Hernandez. Again, Theo had a great offensive year. But during the later of the season, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, he was kind of inconsistent. Like when he's not offensively potent, he kind of tends to go off and not really be like an impact on the field throughout the game. That's just his only problem. Like he needs to work on his defensive capabilities, but I think that warrants him because of how good he is offensively to be put in the top players. I should really call this top players. All right, Tomori. He came during the second half of the year, so I think that excludes him from being the GOAT. But for the starts that he has, I think he deserves to be top player. There was some times where he was a bit inconsistent. I think it was a game. I forgot. I'm not sure if it was the Juventus game. He was good. I'm trying to remember. It was either against like it was a team that did he play during the Lazio game? I'm not sure if he played. There was a game where I think he was like his worst this year. I was like, whoa, what's happening with him more? There was the Roma game that's up where he showed his how good he was, and I have the whole masterclass tomorrow. I'll probably, if I know how to, I'll probably link it in the description or something if you want to watch it again. But since he wasn't here that long, I'm gonna put him for the top player. Sandro Tonali. Coming into the season, he had huge expectations. Um, he underwhelmed them, but did he really underwhelm? Oh, my God, he's at 7%. Did he really underwhelm them? I mean, he's not playing the same system that he was in Brescia as a regista. He's playing something completely different. Um, so he got to get acclimated to this new system, Pioli system. But I'm not sure whether I should put him in just there in it or the frustrated. Because he didn't really do, he wasn't impactful, but he didn't really do anything that, like, he wasn't like defensively excellent. I mean, he was good defensively. It's not like he made any mistakes, but he wasn't like anything like spectacular. He was well all around, but like he wasn't anything that stand out. He just did his job. So I'm gonna put him at that high end frustrating because of the expectations at the beginning of the year. But I understand you're just getting acclimated. You came from Brescia. Brescia expectations compared to Milan expectations is so different. And yeah. If there was anything I would change off this list, it's probably just their in and top player. I'll probably put Ante Rebic into top players, right? And Hakan also into top players. I feel like I've been too judgmental looking back. While I was rating other players, I was like, yeah, I probably have too much players and just they're in it. But to be completely like not like hard on the players, because again, we are second place. This is our first time at UCL. The boys did a good job, to be honest. This is probably going to be my final list. Yep. Alright, that concludes this video. Thank you all that came out and watched. And remember to subscribe and like this video and share with your friends. Okay, that is it. The Milan Messenger signing out. Peace.